Hi, I'm Sharon Bill. Welcome to my Theory Tuition series where I'm working with you step by step through each of the ABRSM Theory grades. And today we're going to begin the sample paper for grade 1, and this is the paper from the newly revised ABRSM exam syllabus. And so these are the new look papers which will no longer have the composing a 4-bar rhythm, and also it shows later on that the Italian terms and musical directions will be as multiple choice questions. So we're going to have a look at this brand new theory paper. There are loads of resources available to help you on my website. If you visit sharonbill.com, you can find some free PDF information sheets. They're available in US letter or A4 and accompany each step of this series. Everything that you need to know can be found in this document. There's also a page with links to all of my YouTube video tutorials where I work with you step by step through each of the ABRSM Music Theory and Practice workbooks. You can also access information about the books that I have available. I've written How to Take Your ABRSM Music Theory Exam for grades 1, 2 and 3. And it's full of tips and techniques on how to best prepare for your exam, and also how to best make use of the time when you're in the exam room. So if you visit sharonbill.com, it's all there for you. If you can give me a like, that'd be great, and subscribe to my channel to keep updated. There's loads more to come. And so let's have a crack at this theory paper. So you will need a sharp pencil. I always use a propelling pencil, like a mechanical pencil, so it's always sharp, an eraser and a ruler. Okay, so we're ready to go. Now I do recommend that you have a go at this paper on your own first of all. Work through the questions on your own. It doesn't matter if you get them wrong, it's always better to learn by your mistakes. So I'm hoping that you've done that. And so now we're going to get cracking on to the paper. So question 1 asks us to add a time signature to each of these 3 examples. And so we will need 3 separate time signatures here. And so we now need to count how many beats per bar. Now we know that for grade 1 we're going to be counting in crotchet beats or quarter notes, so we know that our bottom number is 4, and we need to now figure out how many crotchet beats or quarter notes there are per bar. So let's look at this first bar here. We've got 1 beat here, we've got 4 quarter beats which make 1, and 2 half beats that make 1, so we've got 1, 2, 3 beats per bar. You can see again in this next bar we've got half, quarter, quarter, which makes 1, 4 quarters make 1, and then 1, so it's 3 over 4, 3 crotchet beats or 3 quarter notes per bar. Let's move on to the next one. So again our bottom number is 4, and we just need to decide how many quarter notes or crotchet beats per bar. So we've got 1 full beat here, we've got half here and half here, so we know that that adds up to 2. Let's look at this next one. 2 quarters make a half, there's 1 beat, there's another half. So our answer is 2 over 4. There we go. Let's look at this next one, the last one of question 1A. Our bottom number is 4. So we've got 2 beats here, and then half, quarter, quarter makes 1. 3 quarters and a quarter makes 1. Half and a half makes 1. There's another one, so you can see 2 plus 1 is 3. 1, 2, 3. So we have another 3 over 4. That's that question complete. Let's look at this next one. So 1B. Add a rest at each of the 2 places marked with this little star. So we're going to have 2 different answers, 2 different rests to make the bars complete. So first of all we need to know how many it should add up to in total. So we should have 3 crotchet beats or 3 quarter notes. And so let's see what's missing here. We've got 3 quarters and a quarter, which adds up to 1, and we know that's a 1 beat because we have to beam in units of 1 crotchet beat here. There's 1 beat, so we should have 3. We've only got 2, and so our 1 beat, a crotchet or quarter note rest, is that. I do sort of like a Z with a C at the bottom just to get the vague shape there. Let's look at the last bar here. So we've got a 1 and a half. We've got 2 and a half. So to complete the final half a beat, that's our quaver rest or half a beat rest. That's an 8th note rest there. Question 2. Draw a circle around the lower of each of these pairs of notes. Now if you wanted to be really sure about this, you could, on a scrap paper, just draw for yourself a piano keyboard. Doesn't have to be an artistic wonder. Keep it reasonably neat so you don't get confused. 2 black notes break, 3 black notes break, 2 black notes break. It's always better, even if you don't play piano, it's always easiest to visualise the notes on a piano keyboard, so I do suggest you just get some basic keyboard layout knowledge. Let's write the letter names. Okie dokie. And so we have treble clef F-A-C-E to E flat, E to E flat. And so the lowest note, of course, is the flat. So that's kind of the super thorough way of getting the answer. However, we know that a flat is lower than a natural, and we know that a natural is lower than a sharp. So because we can see it's the same key, same note sharpened or natural, we know that the natural is the lowest. To double check that, good boys deserve football F sharp and F natural, we know that the F is the lowest. Okie dokie, so we've got the same principle here. We've got a sharp and a natural. There's the sharp, there's a natural. We know that the natural is lower than a sharp because a sharp raises by a semitone, so that must be the lowest. A flat lowers by a semitone, and so that must be the lowest. A sharp raises by a semitone, so the natural must be the lowest. If you're not sure though, by all means read the notes. So we know that's a C natural, C sharp, and we know that the C natural is the lowest. So the next part of the question asks us to draw a circle around the highest of each of these pairs of notes. So let's see now. We know that a sharp raises by a note, so that's got to be the highest. If you're not sure, we've got F and F sharp. There's F sharp. You can see that the sharp is higher. We know that a natural is higher than a flat because a flat lowers by a semitone, and so it must be that. A sharp is higher than a natural. A natural is higher than a flat. A sharp is a semitone higher than a natural. There we go. And so that's the end of that question. So just shuffle these down and we will move on to question 3. So question 3 asks us, above each note write a higher note to form the named harmonic interval. Always write the note higher because if you drop your octave it changes the interval. You're always counting upwards for your intervals. A harmonic interval comes one on top of the other like a harmony or a chord. If you write it afterwards it's not quite correct because it will then be a melodic interval, which isn't what the question's asking for. However, they've given us the first answer here, so we just need to follow their example. So we're in C major, so we're always counting from C as note 1. So we can see here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. The only way you can really go wrong is if you forget to count the given note C as note 1. If you forget to count 1 on that given note and start on the next one, you'll be a degree out all of the time. So here we go, we're starting on a treble clef middle C. The third, here's 1, 2, 3, because we've gone C, D, E, there's our third. An octave, well that takes us from C up 8 notes to middle C. If you're not sure, count it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 is the space. 8 needs a ledger line for the octave. We're back into treble clef C, but we're on a higher C this time. The principle remains the same. 1, 2, 3, 4 is the line. C, D, E, F. Bass clef C, C, D, E, F, G is the fifth. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Middle C here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 takes us to A. So it's just counting carefully, taking your time with that. Question 4, we're cracking ahead. Here we go. Question 4, name the key of each of these scales. So that's the first action that we need to complete. Also, draw a bracket over each pair of notes which makes a semitone. So that's the second part. And so there are two ways that we can find the name of the key. Of course, here you can see it begins on G, ends on G. So it must be a G scale. And we also know that G major has F sharps, there's one sharp, and so that's our second clue. So it begins on G and it's got an F sharp, just be careful of your clef. And so we know that we're in G major. Now they've very generously given us the first scale of semitones here, so if you can't remember, you could always work it out from here. How if you remember 1, 2, 3 to 4, 5, 6, 7 to 8 show the semitones. Now don't forget, if that's ascending, we need to reverse that when it's descending. So let's look at this next one. So here we're in bass clef, and there's the D above middle C. Here's bottom D, good boys deserve. So we know that it's D major, and we also know that it's D major because D major's got F sharps and C sharps, so we've got two sharps, so that gives us the key of D major. So that's two clues that give us that answer. And so now we're descending, we're coming down, and so we need to reverse the semitones. 8 to 7, 6, 5, 4 to 3, 2, 1. There we go. By all means use a ruler if you feel like you're not making a good job of that. I'm just trying to be reasonably quick, but by all means use a ruler if that's more neat and tidy for you. So this last one, we're on a treble clef and we're beginning on note F. You can see we're ending on note F. Every good boy deserves football. So we're in F major, and we know that as well because F major has a B flat. So there's our key, F major. And so 1, 2, 3 to 4, 5, 6, 7 to 8. There are our semitones. Job done. Let's have a look at question 5. This is very similar in topic as question 3 that we've just completed. We're looking at degrees of the scale. This time we're looking at them separately in terms of a melody now though. So name the degree of the scale on the notes which are marked with a star. The key is C major, so we're still in C major, just like we were in question 3 at the top of the page. So we're always counting from C, and if you weren't sure, they've given us this first one, so we can always work it out from here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's our fifth. So from C, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. C, D, E, F, G, A, B, 7 next door to the 8th, B to C. So that's an extra clue. So there's a 7th, you just need to count it. So C is an octave or an 8th. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, there's the A. C, D, E, that's a 3rd. C, again, we can call that an octave or a 1st or an 8th. C, D, E, F is a 4th. C, D, 1, 2, 2nd. Here we go, last one, C, D, E, F, G, 5th. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5th. Give the letter name of the lowest note in the melody. So just scanning through, that's our lowest note, that's middle C, so that's note C. And that's that question completed. We'll leave the other questions for the next video. I do hope that's been helpful to you. Please do visit sharonbill.com to make use of all of the information there that's there to help you. If you can give me a like, that would be great. Subscribe to my channel to keep updated. There's loads more to come. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye.